Hello and welcome back to Mike's Basement, the very final video I put out for this year. Today it is the 23rd of December and I hope that you are all enjoying your holiday vacation. No, honestly actually, it's not the 23rd today, even though you are watching this video on the 23rd. It's the 19th of December. But there are two reasons for this. The first was that I wanted to make some kind of final video of the year, if you will, a Christmas special, but I also wanted to make something that I completely forgot, and that was my anniversary special. Oh yes, I have had my 1 year anniversary in Star Citizen, and I had it at the 12th of December this year. I just completely forgot it. Well, I didn't really forgot it, but when I remembered it, I couldn't make a video, and when I made videos or streamed, well, I forgot it. So I thought to myself, well, why not make a video that is both my Christmas special and my anniversary special? So the thing is that right now, when you're watching this, I am with my family, my wife and our 2 children, down at my parents' and at my parents-in-law, where we will celebrate both Christmas and the New Year's Eve at different places. Christmas at my parents-in-law and New Year's Eve at my parents. But nevertheless, the thing is that I wouldn't be able to make a video when it was actually close to December, close to Christmas Eve. So I have to do it now. But let's get going. I thought to myself, why not make a video that really exemplifies what Christmas is about? And I couldn't come up with a better idea than to deliver presents in Star Citizen. Yes, that's actually a thing. We can deliver presents now. So let's pick them up and let's deliver them. And as you could see, the closest I could find for getting a Christmas outfit is this dark red suit here. So this is a modern a modern spaceman Santa Claus, and this here is my sleigh. Yeah, a Pisces. The best thing I could find that remotely resembles a Christmas sleigh. Let's hope I found the right place. Oh, I did. In there. So, what would I want to talk about while I play on my anniversary and Christmas special? Well, first of all, of course, I hope that you are enjoying Christmas vacation, whatever you do, if you work or if you're off right now. I hope you enjoy it. I hope that you have fun. I hope that you are safe, most of all, that you are safe out there. But also, I wanted to say a little bit about, since it is my anniversary, what are my thoughts about Star Citizen? And just as you always do, I will start with the bad things first and then go on to the good things at last. But with very few exceptions, Star Citizen has been mostly good for me. It has been one of the best games that I have ever played, and if you look at the hours that I have spent on a game, then you'll quickly find that Star Citizen is the game I have spent the most of my time on when I'm sitting in front of a computer and playing. But there had been some bad things, so let me just try to take it back to the beginning. I started Star Citizen almost, well, a little bit more now than a year ago. And like most other people, I started out with the starter ship, the Aurora MR. Now, the Aurora MR is a good ship. It's a multi-purpose ship. You can do a lot of things with it, and most importantly, you can do box missions with it. So that was one of the reasons I chose the Aurora instead of the Mustang Alpha, was the fact that it was easier to do box missions with. I started playing Star Citizen in version 3.7.1, I think. At that point we didn't have Microtech, and although the planets and moons were immensely beautiful, it was nothing at all like this. But one of the most important things was that in order to actually do box missions with the Aurora MR, you needed a little bug which was, well, it was coined the name Sticky Hands. So as you can see, when I walk around with this present here, which you carry around the same... Whoa! The same way as a box. You'll notice that you hold it with both hands. It doesn't necessarily need to be heavy, but it is big, so you carry it with both hands. And you can imagine that, I don't know if you have seen the Aurora MR and how you get into it, but you go up a little staircase, some steps in order to get inside. And in order to do that, you need both of your hands. Well, obviously, you can't both use both of your hands for grabbing the ladder and also grabbing a package, or in this case, a gift. Present. So there was a bug in Star Citizen that was called Sticky Hands, meaning that when you grab the hold on the ladder while getting inside, the package or the gift present would stick to your hand and you will bring it up nevertheless. So in 3.8, which was the version that was released while I was just like now on Christmas holidays, they fixed the Sticky Hands bug, meaning that you could no longer, well, you could, but you could no longer easily do box missions with the Aurora MR. So now we have all three presents. Let's get Santa's sleigh into the air. So that was the first time, I think, when I felt a little bit challenged, if you will, by Star Citizen, by the game. I was completely new, so I was still sort of in your, what do you call it, the honeymoon phase with the game. It was almost always just all good, but it made it a little bit annoying that you had to do that. In the meantime, I got switched from the Aurora MR to the Avenger Titan instead, which has a ramp just like this one here, Santa's sleigh, meaning that getting packages or presents, whatever it is, in and out was just a breeze. Meanwhile, of course, they reintroduced in patch 3.8.1 or 2, they reintroduced this Sticky Hands bug. The next major issue that I can think of with Star Citizen, and that is way longer. That is by no means when I was new in Star Citizen. Well, at least as I see it, I'm still pretty new. I'm very new actually, but it was in patch 3.11, I think, thereabout. Recently, very recently, something happened. And what happened was that the ability now to do mining with the rock, the remote ore collector, which I have, and also doing trading missions, not trading missions, but doing trading, it was, I would say, severely hindered by that patch. The reason was that Santa Slay has a navigation problem here. The reason was that, let's start by with trading. So in trading, the problem was simply that when you landed on an outpost, especially if you landed it on one of the pads, you could risk that your ship would just disappear suddenly. It could be before you could buy anything, but it could unfortunately also be after you had bought anything. So one of the issues I had was that I landed at one of the outposts at Walla, I think it was, around Akkor. And I bought a full load of titanium. It's roughly 400,000 you pay for that. And when I went out to fly the ship away and sell the stuff, the ship was gone. And so I thought, well, I know this bug, it has happened before, so what usually would happen was that the ship would disappear somewhere, but then it would sort of be transferred back to the last post that you were on, the last outpost or whatever it was, not outpost, but R&R stop or station, space station, and then you could simply just reacquire the ship there, and then all would be good. Well, not this time, because instead the ship would be stored some unknown place in Stanton, meaning that the only way to get it back would be to reclaim it through the insurance, meaning that the 400,000 I spent on the titanium would be gone. That is one of the first times I thought to myself that I got so disappointed with playing the game that I didn't know how to continue with it. Furthermore, what then happened was that I got hold on the remote ore collector and found that doing rock mining was, although I didn't find it very funny, it was actually pretty profitable, so I did a little bit of that. In that same patch, they did something to the remote ore collector, meaning that it would be very hard for it to collect the minables, but also there were a lot of bugs with it, making it so difficult, very difficult to do mining with the rock. So I think I experienced, for the very first time playing Star Citizen, disappointment. Disappointment that went beyond the knowledge I had that this is indeed an alpha and bugs are to be expected and all sorts of crazy stuff can happen while you play the game. I was in the situation for the first time in the game that when I logged on, I honestly didn't know what to do in the game. I didn't know what to do because the only two things I really liked doing, they were impossible. At least I would say severely hindered. But fortunately that only went on for one patch. I actually think it was a partial patch, so it was one of the point something. So you have, for example, I think it was 3.11.1 or 2, something like that. Maybe it was 3.10. I can't really remember. It was one of those, and it only went on for one patch. So the next patch, they made it much better, both for the remote ore collector and the and trading. Alright, so we are going to deliver a present for Max. So, oh. Merry Christmas, Max. That's honestly the only two bad things I can think of in the year I've played Star Citizen. Everything else has been good upon good upon good. And lately, most notably here, the last couple of patches, I would say from 3.9, where we got Microtech, and forward, so many cool things have happened within the game. We got the Carrack, we got other new ships, ships that I don't really care much for, the Speria Prowler and the Talon and Talon Strike and all that. We got those ships, we got new ships. We also got not new planets, and well, we got new planets, we got Microtech, and we got the moons around Microtech and New Babbage, the interior of New Babbage.
Shields offline.
Oh, wrong button.
Shields online. Engines online.
But more so than that, we got new scenery on the moons and the planets, making them extremely, much more beautiful than they already were. And one of the things that happened that I actually was very, very fond of was in this patch here, 3.12, where we got refinery decks. I have tried out several times doing ship mining, and I find it to be irritating and stressful and not fun at all, because you had to spend so much time finding the perfect rock, mine that, and then you got a 30k. So that is why I was sort of initially pretty much discouraged from doing let me see where we should drop off the next one. Pretty much discouraged from doing mining. But now they have introduced these refinery decks. And that means that I can take out a prospector, because that's what I have right now. And take out a prospector. I can mine stuff. I can fly back to the refinery, dump it off, refine it, and while it refines, I can take the prospector out once more and mine something new. But most importantly, I don't have to be that aware of what I mine. Obviously, the more you fill up your prospector with inert material, the less space you'll have for the good stuff. But you don't have to be that mindful about the inert stuff, because that is sort of sieved off when you do the refining. So that is the very first time that I really felt that mining was fun. Alright, let's drop off a gift for Brigitte. Brigitte, I think it's pronounced that way, sorry. Yeah, so my year in Star Citizen, my anniversary in Star Citizen has mostly been good. And I will say, I would argue that from the very first time I started playing sort of computer games with my dad's old Amiga 500, the consoles that I have had the Nintendo Entertainment System, I had the Super Nintendo, I have had the Wii, we have a Wii U now, and a Switch. My son has a Switch. I've also played games on computer. I can remember playing Duke Nukem 3D, Rise of the Triads, all kinds of different games. So I would say that I have, the nerd that I am, a relatively extensive career within computer gaming. And I've played a lot of Star Wars games because, as you probably have imagined by now, I'm very fond of space games. But like I said, I have never played a game that I have been so much immersed in. I have had so much fun playing and spend so much time in playing than Star Citizen. Hands down, that is really the case. And I honestly can't imagine ever having a game if Star Citizen keeps having the quality it has now. Hopefully the quality will only get better. If Star Citizen keeps having the quality that it has now, even though we may get some gameplay loops that are broken from one patch to the next, there's no game. I can't imagine that will change. I will keep playing Star Citizen because this is a game that is, I would almost say, tailored for someone like me. The way I like to play games, the way I enjoy, I love playing beautiful games. When I say beautiful, I mean games with realistic looking, beautiful graphics. That is what I like. And I do know I play a game called The Long Dark, and although that game definitely also has its qualities, otherwise I probably wouldn't play it, right? You can't exactly call it a graphically beautiful game.
Landing gear deployed.
But overall, I would say that the graphical
Engines offline.
niceness, if you will, the aesthetics of the game, not sort of necessarily artistic. What is going on here with these gifts? Not necessarily artistic aesthetics, but more sort of visual, purely visual aesthetics. That is something that has always meant a lot to me, because I think that the more beautiful a game looks, and by beautiful again, I mean, well, essentially realistic. The more realistic a game looks, the more you can immerse yourself within it. And the final thing I really love about Star Citizen is that it's still, and hopefully will continue to be, a completely open sandbox game, meaning that you can basically do whatever you want in the game, but there of course are some gameplay loops that will give you either money or some advantages or something else that you might need down the road. So just like Chris Roberts, he said in one of his videos, they're essentially trying to create what he called a spaceman simulator, and that is something just for me. And like I said, I've played a lot of Star Wars games. One of the best Star Wars games I can remember playing, still have it. Merry Christmas, Brigetta. Here's your present. It is X-Wing Alliance. I think it's called X-Wing Alliance. Let me just take a look. Now that we are at it, because I actually have it as a Steam game. Let me see. Yeah, X-Wing Alliance. That is one of the best Star Wars games that I've ever played, and that is also counting the multiplayer game The Old Republic, which I've also played quite a bit of. But one of the issues I've almost always had with the Star Wars games, and that is sort of, broadly speaking, with every one of them, is that I don't find that the way that they have implemented the hyperspace travel is really realistic. So both in X-Wing Alliance and also the Old Republic, when you enter hyperspace, there seems to be sort of a travel timer put up, it takes 5, maybe 7 seconds, something like that. And then no matter where you're going, that's the time it takes. And that is probably because they have put it in as sort of a loading screen or something like that. But still, it annoys me because it means that I can't really immerse myself in this universe. I can that in Star Citizen. If you have a slow quantum drive and the stats for that drive say it will take, let's say, 12 minutes traveling from Port Olisar to Microtech here, it will take you 12 minutes, and there's no way you can change that on except getting a faster drive. That's it. And that for me might that can maybe mean for some people a waste of time, because you didn't actually sign up for sitting in your ship and looking out a window while you see stars swiveling by. Well, it's actually not stars, but nevertheless, you might say to yourself, that's a waste of time. But for me, it's not. For me, it is part of the immersion in that game. For me, it's part of playing the game. Alright, let's deliver a package for Erin, which I can't, so let me just figure out where it is. Let's see. There, it should be delivered there. Ah, that's New Babbage. Alright, let's deliver a package for Erin at New Babbage. So yeah, and finally, as you probably have noticed by now, I like space games pretty much. So that is my hindsight, back look, whatever you want to call it, on Star Citizen. And if any one of you watching this video feels the same way that I do about space games, chances are that you will feel just as home in Star Citizen as I am. Alright, let's get this final package delivered.
Quantum drive is now.
But while we're just here, let me just show you this. Look at this sunset. I'm pretty sure it is a sunset. One of the ways that you can find out is that you zoom in a little bit, place your cursor, and then if the sun moves. No, it's a sunrise. Yeah, it's definitely a sunrise. Alright, let's get down there and see the real sunrise. So yes, I am very happy that I have gotten myself into this game. I feel very fortunate. Not that someone is making a game like this, because people, they make games in order to make money at the end. Well, I don't think that they could give crap thought about my dreams or what I would like to have or anything like that. But I still feel a little bit fortunate, a little bit lucky. Oh, no. Ah. Well, maybe not that fortunate after all. Oh no. Sorry, Erin. Oh. Yeah, there it is. Yes! Got it. Let me see if I can get that present now. Come on. Didn't work either. Well, unfortunately, I couldn't deliver the present for Erin. I tried several times, didn't work. Sorry. Sorry, Erin. But I will say that a dedication like this, it is something that we all need in these trying times right now. And with that being said, I wanna wish you all a Merry, Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. Now, because of copyright constraints and all that kind of jazz, I will just cite something for you, and then you can imagine the melody inside your head. I'll give you the start, the first verse, and the last verse, and obviously I'm talking about the Christmas song. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times and many ways, Merry Christmas to you. And with that, bye. I'll see you in the next year. Hope that you'll all stay safe and have a good Christmas.